all comes down to what anyone else wants. So I can't do anything yet.
Okay. Shay? May? May, Shay? Hello?
Hey, there you are.
Hello?
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 Shay, May. May, Shay.
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone? Alright, we're gonna skip him then.
No, I'm here.
No, just kidding.
God damn it, Mitchie.
Mitchie, you're drunk.
Mitchie, stay silent.
To be fair, he was talking about you.
You're drunk, Mitchie. Go home.
You're not drunk.
I'm not even. No, I'm fine, guys. Everything's fine.
Okay, what are you up to, Mitchie? Sorry, not Mitchie. Fucking May.
Wow. I'm just
Mitchie, you-
gonna. Sorry.
Locrian's just idling and thing to tell him.
Locrian's listening to, like, music on his headphones, like, oomsk, 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 No, hold on. He's doing the, like...
Anyway.
What do you do when Mama's not home? He's playing the trombone, and, like, Lola's slamming an oven door.
Passing.
You're passing. Okay. Zaris. Zaris.
I really moved.
I said, Zaris kind of walks up the body, sees they're not wearing the normal gear. Kind of like, huh. Well. He's gonna go to pick them up.
Okay, so you're gonna go and pick up the corpse?
Mm-hmm.
As you do, Tabris says, leave her there for now, Zaris. If
You don't tell me what to do with my girlfriend.
He closes his eyes and pinches the bridge of his nose. Please, you might disrupt whatever it is we're going to attempt to do. I'm not telling you, I'm asking you.
No, you were telling me. So maybe you should just take your god shoes off and act like a normal person. Seeing you giant doesn't mean arguing is a normal thing. I'm tired of gods acting like you're different.
They're not a giant anymore.
Not
know.
even previously. Just do not
You
take
guys-
her out of this circle, then.
Fine, where's my knife, too?
I'm still holding on to that for the moment.
Why? It doesn't belong to you. I didn't know gods were in the thing of stealing.
I don't believe you're responsible enough to have it.
I made it.
Making something
I don't
doesn't mean
believe
you're
you're responsible enough to have my girlfriend's corpse.
He blinks at you. And Thalia says, you see? Not even her own people believe in you any longer. And she kind of like puts a hand over her mouth and you can hear her laugh slightly, like that evil laugh.
So they're just gonna pick them up and move.
Tabris looks at you, Jing, and says, don't let him take her out of the circle.
Stop telling people what to do.
Zaris.
To be fair, you're telling other people. You're doing the...
Zaris.
You're cutting out, Martin.
What I said was, you are doing the exact same thing they are, but you are telling they...
I'm going to translate from lag speak to what he said. He said that you're doing the same thing that they're doing because you're telling them what to do.
Yeah, but they're doing it because they're gods and they think they have the right to.
And what right do you have?
I mean, I'm just telling people. I know people won't listen to me.
I'm not telling you because I'm the god. I'm a god, and I think I have the right to tell you, Zaris. I'm telling you because I have the power to help her. I feel.
I feel like you're a piece of shit. So glad we share our feelings.
What power do you have then, Zaris, to help her?
I'm not. I'm holding.
Then
my
let them
girlfriend.
help her instead of trying to
Actually,
inhibit
how about
what
you
power
stop?
they have.
I don't care about what power they have. Do you see me leaving? I'm taking their corpse with me, so maybe I can get a semblance of, I don't know, maybe like dealing with the fact that I lost my girlfriend while they killed themselves using his power.
This.
I don't know.
They
Yeah,
have
watch
the
them
power.
die.
They have the power to help them, and you're trying to take them away from that. That just means to me that you're trying to stop them from helping her. If you want to help her, then maybe you can
No
give them a
helping.
chance to help them.
Instead, their soul is gone.
You don't know what has happened, but if they think they can help her by keeping their body in that place for a bit longer, and you try to take that body away, you're essentially just trying to stop them from helping her.
You know, why don't you go hang out with your god?
If you don't think they can help her, then go ahead, take the body, I don't care. But if there's any semblance of them trying to help them, then maybe you should just let them help them.
I think you should go hang out with your god friends.
I did not hear a single thing that was said because someone was typing.
He said maybe you should go hang out with your god friends.
I don't have any god friends. All I got, I don't got anything. But what you're doing is, someone was telling you that they think they can help them by keeping them in that place, and you want to take them away from it, then that means that you're trying to stop them from helping. You can do whatever you want, but to me it doesn't matter. That's just what they said, and I'm just interpreting.
Thalia again covers her mouth and giggles as you say tear. And Tabers just looks mildly confused. I'm not certain I know what you mean. And Thalia says, "Oh, you do, you just don't know you do."
I can provide some semblance of protection.
Are you talking about gentle repose, Tabers says?
No. I could enlighten, I could bring knowledge, and I feel that non-detection might give us a shred of protection against me revealing what I know.
Non-detection, are you being watched right now?
I think Tyr has a healthy interest. Tyr has a healthy interest in keeping an eye on us, and if, for a brief moment, he couldn't find us, I could perhaps give you some more information.
I see. Well, if it will help you talk freely, then please continue.
Alright, I cast non-detection, which I will put in the chat for you.
Okay, so which target?
Me. I hide myself.
Okay, you hide yourself.
I know that Tyr is not Tyr. I know that Tyr is Yogg-Saron.
Tabers.
What?
Mitchie, you don't see that because he's invisible on the scrying portal right now.
No, I know.
Tabers just looks perplexed, and who is that? Thalia, however, continues to, like, hide her face and chuckle.
Thalia, you
Yes.
do us all a disservice.
I do you no disservice. The experiment continues. I was asked long ago to take on a heavy burden for him and the others who created Mary Donna, which made me the multiverse's god of memory instead of only the goddess of memory for Mary Donna. And that is as I like it. I find myself free to experiment and things. What he would have me do would be to separate that power into many, many separate fragments, causing me to lose my current position. I have no intention of doing so.
So what I'm hearing a Vicarian tread the line of Demon Lord willingly and barefaced. Does it frighten you that a mere mortal sees it? That you tread into corruption?
She shrugs. I'm not using my powers to destroy, and nor will any destruction be caused by my refusal to share with them. But destruction could be caused if I did share with them. The whole Vicarian Demon Lord thing is very complex, she says. I don't think a mortal like you would understand.
I have a semblance of understanding, as only a mortal can have.
Oh yes, I did see that for a moment when I was poking in your memories. But still, a sliver is nothing compared to the rushing tide of the ocean.
I know a thing about the ocean, which I'm sure you know as well.
She giggles a little at her wordplay.
Here's the thing. Destruction is going to happen, regardless. Now you have to be worried about whether the destruction is something that can be shaped, so that there is less of it, or the destruction happens because you've let them blunder into it ignorantly, multiplying the destruction by ripples.
But as a counter-argument, what if I were to give them this knowledge, and instead of taking no action as they would with ignorance, and only them destroying themselves, if they chose to destroy something much larger than only themselves? In that case, I would have incited destruction by doing so.
Interesting.
She taps her finger against, like, her face and says, "Indeed." And Sloane and Thalia have stuck themselves into a logical paradox.
Do you know what hope is?
Why, yes, it's Helena's child.
No.
And I believe Tabris has something
Helena's
to
child.
tell you involving that as well.
Me? Or Xeris back there, who needs it more than anyone? But
She
he won't
shrugs.
listen to a god. I'm asking, do you know what the concept of hope is? You should.
I do, yes. Most of you mortals seem to cling to it in the darkest of times.
So you don't have hope for yourself.
Oh, no, I'm certain that I'll be fine. I'm simply the goddess of memory. The only people who would drag me into this are those who asked me to take myself out of it, originally. And, well,
And
you
you-
sort as well, but I find your kind more interesting than I do his at the moment. And she points at Tabris.
Because we react differently to everything.
Yes, indeed. Gods are stuck in their way. Their powers normally sway them automatically to one side or the other of the coin, where they will always take the same actions regardless of their memories based on how the power has a hold of them.
Do you know this for a fact, or is that just what your sample sizes have given you?
It's an absolute fact. For instance,
Every single time?
Every single time. A goddess of the elves will always be drawn towards protecting the elves. A god of pleasure will always be designed to trying to grant pleasure towards everything. It's simple understanding of how Vicarian powers work. They're already drawn to someone who feels that they're always drawn to someone who will use the powers in regards to how the powers want to be used, and then the powers simply amplify that.
Have you measured every instance of this?
Using the gods of Meridana as experiments and test subjects when they agreed? Yes, I have.
So you've only tested the gods of Meridana.
And a few others after becoming a goddess of the multiverse. You would not believe how many gods wish to forget certain things. Most come to me and ask me to erase their memories of the entirety of when they were mortal.
At what cost?
None. They participate in my experiments, and then I get the knowledge and the data. That's how I know this.
What cost is inflicted on them by you taking their memory of humanity?
I don't follow. Why would that be a cost, forgetting about your own humanity?
Think about it this way. If they're Vakarian, they always follow the same path, you say.
Yes.
But if they had their memories of humans, of being a human, wouldn't that alter the result?
In some cases it does. There has to be some sort of control when you're conducting a test like this.
So what you're saying is that...
Ah, now that is an interesting thing, Shay. Would you agree with that, Mr. Blightwood, actually? That what makes them themselves. So you say that they're remaining personality and they only become avatars of their power.
Yes, I do say that. Because I experienced it.
Fascinating.
On Borgarin. As I stood there with the power of Ilfasa running through me, I had a choice. I could have followed the Vakarian path. I could have become that nameless god. But because I had me, my humanity, my memories of my humanity, I chose a different path.
You didn't have the powers long enough for them to corrupt you.
So you're saying divinity is inherently corrupting?
Exactly. All sorts of morals are corrupting in a way.
What happens when we take the power from you? As a thought experiment, what would happen to you? What do you think would change?
Well, I wouldn't be losing my Vakarian power entirely. It's just I'd simply become Meridana's goddess of memory instead of the multiverses again. My power scope would be lessened extremely. I'd have less capabilities. But in essence, I suppose nothing would change. Or perhaps my personality would come back more to the forefront now that I've suppressed some of my god abilities. Interesting. I've never seen a Vakarian who would willingly change back. But to have myself as the test subject... She seems to have ignored you entirely now, Sloan, as you've set her gears turning. She's kind of pacing up and down the length of the circle, tapping herself on the cheek. And Tabris looks at you worriedly, Sloan, and hopes you're going somewhere with this.
Imagine what might happen if there were other gods of memory. Or goddesses.
There are already. All across the multiverse.
But you said you're the only one. You're the multiverse.
No. See, a multiverse god is simply an enhanced Vakarian. Each world has its own Vakarians that govern certain things.
Right.
Such as, in Ryara's case, it had 3 gods of the sun, but none of the moon. So Ryara had no moon, but it had 3 separate suns.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
I do.
But it would have had a god of memory as well, because people can memorize. The people of Ryara think they've killed all their gods, and this is maybe true, but Ryara is unique in that the power stayed on Ryara as the sands themselves. That's what fuels the undead on Ryara, of course, is the fact that the power has nowhere to go, as no one on Ryara accepts the power, so it starts seeking people who have died to attempt to fill them with the light, and resurrects them as mindless and hungering for something that they don't comprehend.
Interesting.
Ryara used to be a much better place until they killed their gods.
Blasphemy, 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 blasphemy. Just like, I don't hear nothing.
Also, you don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
Like, this is just her theory.
So,
Dust is like, sounds fake to me.
Do you say that, Dust?
Yeah, sounds fake to me.
And what would you know? You're only a mortal.
Yeah, but I'm actually...
And I fail to see how that disregards your ignorance. It just makes it it makes it worse.
So, but have you ever been to Ryara?
I have viewed it from a distance.
But you've never been there.
It's not exactly a place that I would enjoy.
wants to be there. Now you
Exactly.
Lloyd wants it.
The thing, though, is that Dust is from Ryara. Dust is steeped in that knowledge, in that memory. So Dust has first-hand knowledge, and you've taken the first-hand knowledge of so many from them, effectively limiting them, corrupting them. Don't you see?
I fail to see why that's a bad thing, however.
Dust grabs like the brim of their hat. Are you trying to...
You failed to see it.
Wait, what was that, Dust?
They take the brim of their hat and pull it like to the head and you're like, are you trying to have them take my memory?
No, that's not what I'm after.
And what's
You've
your
hit
point?
him.
You're beating around the
My point
worm.
is that Thalia's design, taking the memories from the gods to protect them.
At their
As it
request, not my own.
At their request, yes. But if they want it back now, shouldn't you give it to them?
But they told me to never give it back when they had their memories.
But it's their memory, not yours.
Wait, let me see. I'm trying to put two and two together. You sign. No, not you. The goddess.
No, you got cut off.
You're a scientist, right?
I suppose you could call me that, yes?
Well, how long has it been since I asked you to take away the memory?
Oh, a few millennia or so.
Don't you think with those new memories they got now, plus their old memories, that have a different way of being?
She pauses. Carry on.
I mean, it's a few millennia, new memory, and the new way they are, real solidified, whatnot. I'm trying to use big words, Proud.
She whispers to Sloane mid-conversation.
Yeah.
Good job.
So, if you mix them old memory, which probably there's a real big difference from now, they'd be a completely different person.
Interesting.
But y'all won't know until you try it. And you got a big opportunity here, since one of them who asked you is asking you for them back.
You make a good point, but I would be limiting myself permanently in order to experience this experiment. Yao Jing, Ecstasy, Zaris, and Shay, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Nah, bro.
Tabor says, could you not let him bury the body? It will only make her dirty when I have to retrieve her. I preserved her so she wouldn't have to bear the injustice
It
of it.
doesn't matter what he... You have to...
Martin, you're cutting out real bad.
You might want to type, Martin.